Hi, we are from At Home Tuition. In this video, we are going to see the distributive property of rational numbers. The first distributive property is distributive property of multiplication over addition. Multiplication of rational numbers is distributive over addition. So, if A, B and C are any three rational numbers, then A times B plus C is equal to A times B plus C. So, we will check this property with an example. Consider three rational numbers, A as 1 by 3, B as 2 by 5 and C as 1 by 5. So first we will see the right hand side, that is A times B plus A times C. So first we are multiplying A times B, then we are adding that with A times C. So A is 1 by 3 times B is 2 by 5 plus A is 1 by 3 times C is 1 by 5. So first we will multiply this A times B. So we are multiplying the numerator and denominator separately. So that is 1 times 2 divided by 3 times 5. And the A times C, we are multiplying numerator, that is 1 times 1, and then denominator 3 times 5. So 1 times 2 is 2 and 3 times 5 is 15. 1 times 1 is 1 and 3 times 5 is 15. So 2 by 15 plus 1 by 15. Here the denominator is common. So we are taking the denominator as 15. We are adding the numerator, that is 2 plus 1, that's 3. So A times B plus A times C is 3 divided by 15. Now we will see what's our left hand side. That is A times B plus C. So A is 1 by 3 times B is 2 by 5 plus C is 1 by 5. First we will do what is B plus C. So here the denominator 5 is common. So we are taking out and we are adding the numerator, that is 2 plus 1. So it's 3 divided by 5, that is B plus C is 3 divided by 5. Now we are multiplying that with A. So A is 1 by 3. 1 by 3 times 3 by 5. So we are multiplying the numerator, that is 1 times 3, and the denominator, that is 3 times 5. So 1 times 3 is 3 divided by the denominator 3 times 5 is 15. So A times B plus C is 3 by 15 and A times B plus A times C is 3 divided by 15. So they both are equal. We can conclude that multiplication is distributive over addition. The next distributive property is distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. So multiplication of rational numbers is distributive over subtraction. So if A, B and C are any three rational numbers, then A times B minus C is equal to A times B minus A times C. So we'll check this property with an example. Consider any three rational numbers. So A as 1 by 3, B as 2 by 5 and C as 1 by 5. First we will see what we are getting for A times B minus C. So A is 1 by 3 times B is 2 by 5 minus C is 1 by 5. First we will see what is B minus C. Since the denominator 5 is common, we are taking that out and we are subtracting the numerator, that is 2 minus 1 is 1. So 1 divided by 5. So 1 divided by 3 times 1 divided by 5. We are multiplying numerator and denominator separately. So the numerator is 1 times 1 and the denominator is 3 times 5. So 1 times 1 is 1 and 3 times 5 is 15. So 1 divided by 15 is A times B minus C. That's our left hand side. Now we'll see what's in our right hand side. So right hand side we have A times B minus A times C. So we'll multiply A times B and then we'll subtract that from A times C. So A is 1 by 3 times B is 2 by 5 minus A is 1 by 3 times C is 1 by 5. So now we are multiplying the numerator and denominator separately. So numerator is 1 times 2 and the denominator is 3 times 5 minus the numerator is 1 times 1 and the denominator is 3 times 5. So 1 times 2 is 2 and the denominator is 3 times 5 is 15 minus 1 times 1 is 1 and the denominator is 3 times 5 is 15. Here the denominator 15 is common, so we are writing the denominator 15. We are subtracting the numerator, that is 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1 and the denominator is 15. So it's 1 divided by 15. So A times B minus A times C is 1 divided by 15. So we can see that A times B minus C equal to A times B minus A times C. So with this we can say that multiplication is distributive over subtraction. Now we will summarize the distributive property of rational numbers. So distributive property, we have two types, multiplication over addition and multiplication over subtraction. So multiplication over addition, a times b plus c equal to, we are distributing a with b and c, that is a times b plus a times c. So multiplication is distributive over addition, and then the multiplication is distributive over subtraction. What we are doing here is a times b minus c, we are distributing a with b and c. So a times b minus c equal to a times b minus a times c. This is multiplication is distributive over subtraction.